Hi everyone, I'm Richard.
And I'm Dave.
And today we're taking a look at Far Cry Primal, which is running here on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And well, it seems to me, Dave, that we're looking at a locked 30 frames per second on both systems.
Yeah, and in terms of performance, for the most part, it's pretty seamless. There are occasional rare single frame drops that appear on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but you can't notice them during gameplay, and it's basically a complete non-issue.
Yeah, single frame drop, and this looks very, very similar indeed to Far Cry 4, which we saw a while back, which again had a really, really solid level of performance.
So yeah, outside of performance, we also see similarities between Primal and Far Cry 4 as well. So in terms of the resolution, PlayStation 4 is native 1080, and Xbox One looks sub-native once again.
So Far Cry 4 was, if I recall, 1440 on the horizontal and then 1080 on the vertical. And it's really quite interesting here that there are very, very few straight edges for us to do the pixel count here. So it probably is much the same. I don't see why they'd change it. After all, the last game had a very similar performance profile. And yeah, one of the reasons why it's so difficult to get the resolution metric is that the anti-aliasing is really very, very good. So yeah, for Far Cry 4 they developed a system called HRAA, which combined usual sort of post-process edge smoothing with temporal supersampling. So what that means is they took data from previous frames, I think on PlayStation 4 it was 4 frames, and then kind of used whatever information they could to blend with the current frame, and especially on foliage that produced some really, really excellent results. So what do you think of the presentation on this one?
I think it holds up really well. There's very few jaggies and it's very, very smooth. The only criticism that I've found is the fur shaders still have a tendency to shimmer, but other than that it covers all the bases, you know, foliage, sub-pixel elements. It's a very clean looking game.
Is the foliage issue the same on both systems?
The foliage looks a touch rougher on Xbox One. I think that's the only specific area where you can notice the resolution differential quite clearly.
Yeah, if I recall, they actually had to tone down the HRAA a little bit on Xbox One for Far Cry 4. So I think the anti-aliasing there actually used temporal supersampling from just 2 prior frames rather than the PlayStation 4's 4. So it did look a little rougher in motion. But generally speaking, the anti-aliasing technique really holds up on both systems. You just get a slightly more refined presentation on PlayStation 4.
Indeed, and outside of that, the only other difference I can really pick up between the two is shadows are rendered with slightly higher resolution on PlayStation 4, but that's basically it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, please do give us a like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.